Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, right? To the elder bishops, to the bishops in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yehawada with the lesson. And this is was the New York Times. So Iranian president death, right? And it says technological failure caused helicopter crash that killed Iran's president. States news agency reporter. The death of the Iran's president El Elborham Rasha and foreign minister left the country without two of the most influential figures at a moment of regional and domestic tumult. Funeral services will be held in 3 cities from Tuesday through Thursday, the state media said. Right?
If last week it said, I'm a bit worried about Boeing, they don't seem like their aeroplanes are reliable.
There are fresh fears tonight of instability in the Middle East, with Iran's president confirmed dead following a helicopter crash. Also on board was the foreign minister, with the aircraft believed to have come down after travelling through a mountainous region in heavy fog and poor weather conditions.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and his foreign minister pictured on board a helicopter.
It looked a bit old from its interiors, didn't it? It does look a little aged. Well, the only reason I suppose that there is any suspicion at all is that I suppose whenever anyone dies, and you think, is that convenient for anyone? Now, some people think that internally within Iranian politics, there are forces that might benefit from the death of the president. But also people are noting that there have been clear claims from Israel that there would be retaliation for Iranian attacks. When that Slovakian prime minister got shot up, not long after he'd endorsed Putin or refused to arm Ukraine, during the pandemic period, he said, I'm getting fed up with buying all these vaccines. I don't think they work properly, which, turns out there was some legitimacy to his inquiries. We acquire more information by the day. Whenever anyone's downfall or any recipient of attacks is an enemy of powerful forces, you have to consider, wow, these powerful people have had another lucky break. The Iranian president's died. Oh, these powerful people have had another lucky break. Elon Musk's getting tied up in all sorts of... Oh, these powerful establishment forces have had another lucky break. It seems that several misdemeanors of Trump's are being tied together into a felony package. In none of these instances, although I myself have been subject to attacks from extremely powerful forces, and it's astonishing to learn how that stuff works, you have to question, just in the interests of your own perspicacity, your own objectivity, your own willingness to be open-minded, how do my beliefs impact powerful interests. And certainly if you find that your abilities, your opinions, your power is at odds with the dominant, centralizing, authoritarian forces that appear to be on the rise, that's certainly what I believe, then you shouldn't probably go anywhere by helicopter.
During a
This is some very strange footage. You can see a man right there, not too far from the crash site of the helicopter of the Iranian president, who did in fact lose his life. They took hours and hours to finally come out and release information, and now we're seeing some of these weird clips coming out. You can see him walking right there, and as we zoom over here, there's the crash site. So why is there a guy walking there by himself? As there's also footage that now shows they took a whole day out of the weather map. This right here is provided in credit from Into Thin Air, where he actually took data from one of the mainstream weather applications where you can track all this stuff, and for some reason the entire day is missing where this accident happened. Why is that the case? What I think happened here is they intentionally took him out. Did his own government, people in his own government, decided they wanted to take him out, whether it's for their own power or for another more nefarious reason, which is perhaps to get closer to an all-out, full-scale conflict. World War III is not far away. Everyone can see the warning signs, and this right here could be the thing that finally kicks it off. There's a lot of people who are very hungry for war, who make a lot of money from it, or even have more evil intentions than that to just cause mayhem and destruction on the global scale. The amount of evil that exists in the hands of very powerful people is way more than I think anyone would feel comfortable understanding fully. I mean, this is truly wild. I can't think of another time where something like that has happened before. I mean, how do you delete an entire day from the weather patterns? Also, why are they flying this guy, the president of one of the most powerful countries on earth, into the mountains, a foggy airspace during a time of war, at least close to a time of war, depending on how you want to look at it, as multiple airstrikes were just carried out back and forth between Iran and Israel. This right here, why is he walking toward the crash? If it was an emergency crew, then there would be a lot more people than that. Was he someone who played a role in actually having this helicopter go down? Why were they flying into the mountains at that time, knowing there was a pretty bad storm up there? All of this extremely, extremely suspicious, and this could bring us on the verge of World War III. And I'm getting sent some truly insane footage from this, so make sure to follow with the notifications on. I'm at Wallace, and I will see you.
Yeah, so this is Jeremiah 49, verse 35. Thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai of hosts, hosts meaning armies, right? Yahweh, all caps. We say Bahashem Yahushai because Yahushai has been there from the beginning, and he's always going to be there, right? So, I mean, it wasn't common to know the son's name, but everybody knew the father's name, right? And there's plenty of references from the beginning to the end of the Son of God, of the Most High. You know, the firstborn, the first created, the firstborn from the dead, the Son of Man, one like the Son of Man. You know, there's so many reference, you know, to Yahushua. One that will grow like a tender plant amongst his brethren. You know, the things that, you know, that reference Yahushua. You know, so he's always been there. So it's Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai of hosts. Behold, which means feature eyes, look, pay attention. I will break the bow of Elam. So those Iranians or Persians, really go back to Persians, or Carmanians, are basically Elam, the chief of their mighty, right? So chief being, you know, your king, your priest, your kings, your princes, and things like that, right? Your rulers, right? Your presidents, your prime ministers, your what was it, the other dude, the minister of the foreign minister, all that, you know, that type of thing, right? Because those will be your top chief goes into prince, right? Rulers, right? And upon Elam will I bring the four winds from the four corners of heaven, right? And they were talking about that helicopter was in pretty much in a storm, and it got windy or something happened, and the wind in itself, pretty much what they're saying, that supposedly looks like an accident, but who knows? Like they said, someone either sabotaged it from the Israeli perspective. They paid someone off, convinced them to do it for them, or it was someone within their own country that did it, or like I said, it's just an accident, right? But so many ways and things that you could look at it, right? But then this is also the Lord talking about what? Bringing them to to bringing them to be defeated, right? Because from the four corners of heaven I will scatter them, right? Because hey, just like we went into slavery, you're gonna go into slavery. You're gonna be scattered towards all those winds, right? You're gonna get scattered towards the four winds of the earth, all over the earth. It says, and there shall be no nation whether the outcasts of Elam shall not come, right? You're gonna be scattered amongst all nations. You're gonna be in servitude to the Israelites very soon. It says, and I will cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies, right? And before them that seek their lives. See? Right? I mean, though the Lord's telling Gog of Magog, right? Of the land of Magog, however people like to break it down. But the chief prince of Gog, right? Right. To protect them, the Lord is still got judgment against Gog, because the Lord said, tell Gog I am against him, right? The Lord is against Gog, but the Lord is against Elam too, right? He's against the Persians. He's against you Carmenians, right? So, and I will cause Elam to be dismayed. Yep, and then they're going to be dismayed, right? I will cause Elam to be dismayed, their enemies, before their enemies, Salakia, before their enemies, and before them that seek their life. And I will bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith Yahweh. Yeah, Basham Yahweh Shai. Hey, the son is going to be the one who's ultimately bringing out that judgment, right? But it's through the power of Yahweh, right? That's his desire, right? And I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them, and I will send my throne in Elam and will destroy them thence. The king, right, your president, your prime minister, whatever, and princess, right, going into your let's say your foreign ministers or whatever, some type high officials, right, and princes, saith Yahweh, but it shall come to pass in the latter days, see, and that's where we're at right now. We're in these latter days, that I will bring again the captivity, right? Told you the Lord's going to put all you nations into slavery. He said, I will bring again the captivity of Elam, saith Yahweh, right? So all you're going to go into captivity, man. You're going to serve your 1,000 years of slavery, and then the Lord's going to allow you to go back into your own land. But you're going to be tribute under the Israelites. And we're going to teach you the law, statutes, and commandments. That's going to be the law of the land, a law of the world. Right? So you won't be able to do your own thing. You won't be able to worship Buddha and Sheba and Ishmael. Oh, not Ishmael, but well, Ishmael's God wanted to what's his name? Allah. You won't be able to do any of those nonsense, right? Right? You won't be able to eat cat and dog and camel and snakes and all that. You won't be able to do those things. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Salutation to the Akim in the four winds, the elder bishops, the priests, the evangelists, the teachers out there in the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathim, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And a Baba Ball.